The wine country experience is going into a pretty place. We're a large store, and it's kind of spread out, so you never feel cramped going in there. Um, we have murals on the wall that kind of remind everyone that wine isn't made in a factory. It is actually a product that is grown, usually in some very beautiful places. We want to remind everyone that the people that bring us this marvelous beverage are very dedicated farmers first, and then talented combination of alchemists and scientists and artists that put together wine, whether it's $3.99 a bottle or $300 a bottle. The wine country came out of a desire to build a store in the Long Beach area that was different than the chain stores and the little stores that were that had closed down during the recessions in the late 1980s and early 90s. We started in November of 1995, so we're in our 25th year. We're about to celebrate our 25th anniversary in November. Before opening the wine country, I was a distributor, a fine wine distributor, working in Southern California for the previous 10 years. And I had the privilege of calling on some of the very finest wine stores in LA County, the chain stores, little mom and pop stores. And I had a really good idea of what I thought was a comprehensive store and what I wanted to bring to the Long Beach area, which hadn't seen before. And then when my partner offered to buy me out of the distributorship, then with $150,000, I started the wine country. Wasn't enough to have the to fulfill the ambition that I had for the store, but I kept pressing on, and over the next 25 years, I think we've built ourselves a fine store that has expanded way beyond what I had previously planned. But our mission has stayed the same, and that is to bring high quality, affordable wines and spirits and craft beer and gourmet products to Long Beach and allow everyone from at any budget to drink exciting, vibrant, terrific wines without having to spend a whole lot of money. Now, as far as craft spirits, yes, right here in Signal Hill, there's a well-respected craft brewery called a 10 Mile. It's right around the corner from us, practically, over on Willow Street, across from the cemetery. And they're doing really, really good work. I'm not as involved in the craft beer scene because I have some crack people that have been working for us. Currently, Diana Rosas, who is, she is a whiz at craft beer, boundless energy. She loves our customers love her, and she's going out of her way to find craft brews both locally and around the country that are highly regarded and hard to find in other places. So we've seen our craft beer sales just go up exponentially year after year after year. And I keep wondering when are we going to hit the ceiling? And we don't. More and more people are discovering the wine country is not just for wine; it is for craft beer as well. The wine country started out wanting to communicate our philosophy, which is different than you go to most places and you see this got a 93 rating in the Wine Spectator, and Robert Parker said this wine got a 91. And I knew that if I selected wines that way, I would have a store full of wines that we don't particularly believe in, or we don't understand, or we have no connection with the growers. And pretty soon I'd have a store full of wines that the best I could say is, well, it got a 91. And so what we wanted to do, we knew that it was going to take better communication in order for us to get across the idea that these wines have a story, they have a place and a culture. They have that the culture may not just be the guy who grows the grapes and the guy who makes the wine, but it might be that the culture is the community and the province that these wines come from, which include the food and the customs of that region. Now that helps us in our appreciation of wine. For example, I'll give you an example. Around the Mediterranean, and we're talking about the south of France, we're talking about, the coast of Italy, we're talking about Greece, and Spain, southern Spain. The cooking fat is olive oil. Now, you can't plant grapes that don't taste good with something cooked in olive oil. So in California, all we're concerned about is, will this grape do well in this soil, in this climate? And will it be popular so that we can sell it? We don't have that tradition of combining food and wine. We actually have a cocktail culture, a beer culture, a whiskey culture that goes back to the founding, and but because it is hard to find places that can grow wine grapes, so we've never had that cultural indigenous marriage of wine and food. So we have to learn things, fundamental things about wine and food together that are instinctive to people living in the Mediterranean. Now, if you go up, let's say you go up to the northern parts of Europe, of grape growing Europe, where you have a continental climate, not a Mediterranean climate, it's much cooler. The grapes have more acid. They are brighter. And let's look at the Loire Valley, for example, France's longest river that is way up in the north. Well, it rains a lot up there. It's cool. When you have cool climate, you get wines with brighter acidity and freshness and energy. So you're drinking wines that are going with the things that grow there. And that is, if it rains a lot, then they can support cows. And if you have cows, your cooking fat is not olive oil, it's butter. So if you're if you are in an area that has ducks and geese, then you're going to be cooking in duck fat and goose fat. So those things play into the decision of which grapes are traditional and which wines are traditional in the area, and then and which wines are going to taste good with the foods of the region. So that gives us a guideline. There's a famous saying in wine and food pairing is, what grows together goes together. And that's a good jumping off point if you want to figure out a choice of wine with the Italian dinner that you're cooking, or if you're cooking a paella or a risotto, or you're bringing home pizza. Pizza comes from Naples, so but it's a traditional Neapolitan pizza. You want to see if you can drink Italian wine, red and white, with from those regions, to see if you get a more vibrant and more exciting experience, more authentic experience. And it's a way to bring out the most in the wine, and bring out the things that the wine was originally intended to bring. The reason that the wine country is here and not in another community is that before 1995, we had very few places to buy fine wine. You had to go to a chain store, and you would buy what the corporate heads said that you should buy. They determined what had the broadest appeal. We didn't approach wine that way. We wanted to offer not 300 mediocre Chardonnays, but a well-curated group of Chardonnays at all price range, for example, that we can talk about and we can recommend, and that we've tried ourselves and made the cut. We have experts here, but we don't hover. If you want to come and be by yourself and quietly shop, we're available if you have a question, but if you want to be left alone, we let you alone too. I'd like to personally thank all our customers for 25 great years of support. I've learned a lot. My wife, Dale, works here, and it truly is a family business, right in the heart of the Long Beach area. We're a minute off the 405 freeway. Come visit us, and I promise you'll have a great opportunity and a great experience when you come to the wine country. The wine country is located at 2301 Redondo Avenue in Signal Hill. It's between Hill Street and Hill Street and Willow, Stearns and Willow. We used to be right across the street from the old post office, but they knocked that down, and now you'll see some big, beautiful new warehouses. We're in a big tilt-up building, so it looks like an unlikely place to have such a wonderland when you walk in the door, but that's part of our charm. Our website is thewinecountry.com. My personal address is thewinecountry@msn.com, and you can reach me personally. Our phone number is 562-597-8303. And we're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7, Sundays from 10 to 6. And like I said, you can place an order online for pickup, and we'll prepare an order that way. Or you can still come in. We practice social distancing, and come in, and it's a big enough store that you can safely shop here.